Hey, welcome to the program. This is Dan Rivers on 570 WKBN.
There he is, Dan Rivers, in his familiar chair at his familiar station. For 41 years, Dan has been doing what he always wanted to do since he was a kid on the other side of Ohio.
When my father gave me the True Tone radio back when I was maybe 9 or 10 years of age, and I listened to WOWO in Fort Wayne, Indiana, listening to hockey, even though I'd never been to a hockey game. I loved radio. I knew from the very beginning what I wanted to do.
2 tours in Vietnam and stops in Columbus, Coshocton, Delaware, Ohio, and then Detroit eventually led him to Youngstown State, and then finally the airways here in the Valley.
We have changed. Our valley has changed. I can remember in the 1970s and the 1980s, we were wringing our hands. We were waiting for the airplane factory to come into the Youngstown Regional Airport, and we were going to build something called the Yak. And the only thing we got out of it was a building.
Dan has changed too.
When I first started in radio, I used to think, hey, this is Dan Rivers, how are you? The Boots Bell type thing. That's what we thought the radio should sound like. You don't hear that anymore.
Yeah.
When I was in broadcasting prior to college, I was fairly ignorant because I was not a good student in high school. Things have changed more with technology, and I've embraced all kinds of the technology. As you look around the studio, here's a call screener. Here's a computer that I can look up anything I want. Over here is something called Next Gen. Here's an iPad. Here's another iPad. Then, of course, for the backup, I got a phone. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
You have all of these types of things. I guess the big thing is now is the pursuit of passwords, right?
Right.
Trying to keep those straight.
And good luck with that.
Yeah.
Dan will be the first one to tell you that he's had some good luck along the way, but he's worked hard to get to the top.
I am still trying to pursue the correct way to do the show every day. And I think that's what makes the show better, is because I'm trying to figure out what is actually the best way to prepare for the show. What's the best topics to have out here? How much technology do you need?
This career has taken Dan places he'd never be able to go and meet people that most people would never get to meet.
I'd say they're really cool. You know what? Every time Jay Leno comes to town, he sits right where you are. He comes in, makes it a point to come to this radio station, and sits down and talks just like you and I are talking. And I had a chance to introduce Jay at Stanville Auditorium, and he and I and my wife, we sat backstage and we talked about everything for 20 minutes. Just a decent guy.
He gets to meet some stars and then share his views on the air.
Well, I can tell you what I'm passionate about.
Okay.
In Mahoning County, we are going to try to add a 0.25% sales tax to pave every county road in the next 5 years. We are going to have pristine roads here in Mahoning County, and I'm fully behind this. We have people that are coming into the United States right now that we don't know who they are, what they need, what their intentions are. I just can't believe that we're doing this during COVID. Those are 2 topics that I am very passionate about.
So, every weekday from 9 till noon, you'll find him here, talking.
All right, Joe Bell, 570 WKBN. All right, down to Orlando, my friend Rory. Hey, Rory.
And knowing it's important to listen to.
Why do you think this news talk works as well as it does?
I think one of the reasons is that people still want to be connected. It's really like when you call a computer company. Isn't it great to talk to somebody who really gives you good service? And that's what we do. I feel a large part of our job is really public service. And being able to, people can call us. And
he sleeps a little later now.
I do. In fact, my wife is kind of my partner now. She's a retired critical care nurse, and she takes great pleasure in getting up and looking through the news and saying, here's some things you should be talking about. I sleep in a little bit longer, and she has a lot of things prepared for me.
And that's the way it's going to be for the foreseeable future.
Well, I'll ask you what everybody asks you. How long are you going to do it?
As long as I'm relevant and able to do it with some sort of professionalism, I wouldn't want to do it if I thought that I couldn't. But you got to think, it's an amazing thing that iHeartMedia has trusted me to take 3 hours, their 3 hours, and really say anything that I want with very little guidance from them. My critics are fairly vocal in the text message and the email. Not everybody loves you or not everybody agrees with you, but A lot of the callers disagree with me, but I find that when I do go out, there's a lot of people that say, keep doing what you're doing. Keep telling the story of the Mahoning Valley.